Reman Booth, NFL Divisional Round. Oh, we are in the good part of the playoffs, people. I'm Dan Salem with Phil. Bud is on vacation and he's gone fishing to Orlando to visit Disney. His annual trip where he always seems to miss one of the most important weeks of the season. Good for him taking some time off.
It's funny, a lot of times he's down there for the Super Bowl. He'll be back, way before that this year, but there's been times where he's been down there for the Super Bowl. You know who won't be in the Super Bowl this year is Dallas.
Oh, man. They looked bad. They looked really bad.
Nothing makes me happier. The Giants can have a crap season, but when Dallas gets eliminated in the first round, it makes me so happy.
Well, they didn't just get eliminated because they really went out on a high note, low note with that boneheaded QB sneak to end the game.
That is the summarization of the Dallas Cowboys franchise. We think we're going to win every year, and we blow it every year. I love it.
They were blocking the ref from getting to the ball. Not that they had enough time anyways, but it was just silly. There's been some great comparisons because the Cowboys have an atrocious playoff record over the last 25 years. They've been comparing the Jets to the Cowboys. The Jets have a better playoff record, and they only have one more head coach over that span, if you can believe it.
They have the longest active streak of not making the NFC Championship while being in the playoffs.
I mean, they made the wild card a number of times. I mean, not to discount the appearances, I suppose.
That made my Sunday so happy.
Well, you had to have been like double happy because the Eagles got humiliated. That was just a joke.
It was a joke. And I called that last week. I said they were the biggest fraud team in the playoffs. And I knew it just from watching them all year, having Jalen Hurts as my fantasy quarterback. And you can see as the weeks went by, he was running less and all they're doing is running the ball. And what can you not do against Tampa? Run the ball.
There was a couple really bad plays that Hurts made, throwing it right to the defense or just completely missing.
That was the easiest money I've ever made.
I mean, we went 6-0 with our picks last week. I don't know. There were a lot of mismatches, obviously. You picked the one upset, so credit to you. I think we should make some divisional round picks, at least between the two of us.
I am very impressed with the Rams on Monday night. I don't know if it's a combination of the Rams just clicking it at the right time. I mean, did you see Cam Akers? Cam Akers is like a bull in a china shop now. Oh, no, Beckham's catching touchdowns. I mean, Cooper Kupp had a hush, and they still destroyed the Cardinals. I might just take them on the money line. They're going to beat Tampa Bay.
They have too good a defense for this one-dimensional Tampa Bay offense to dominate them. I'm piggybacking on that game. I like the Rams +3 as well.
Another game I like. I'm gonna ride it. Call me a bandwagon jumper, but I'm gonna take the Bills over Kansas City. I know Kansas City destroyed Pittsburgh, but again, they might as well have had a bye in that game.
Yeah, it was close after the first quarter, but other than that, it was.
It was just that was a laugher.
Well, and Buffalo humiliated the Patriots, which just made me very, very happy.
They scored 7 touchdowns straight on 7 consecutive drives or something like that, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So very unconventional of me. I'm usually a favorites pick. I'm picking dogs.
Well, you got it right last week. I'm going to do a similar thing here and take Cincinnati over Tennessee. The Bengals are riding huge momentum. They've looked very good. That game against the Raiders was not nearly as close as the score.
Yeah, 31 years of misery gone.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee's sitting on a week's rest. Now they're propping them up like, okay, this is the first time they're going to be fully healthy. Maybe. We'll see.
Well, Derrick Henry's playing, isn't he?
He is. Now, I mean, whether he's actually Derrick Henry or he just wants to play in the playoffs to scare the other team, we'll find out. I like Tennessee. They lost to the Jets, man.
One game we're not touching is the Niners and Packers. And that's the one with the highest spread. The Niners are getting 6. Now, you mentioned before that Garoppolo might be hurt. That might have something to do with the 6, but I'll take Packers all day.
Yeah, I would almost take Packers -6 because they're home and Aaron Rodgers is on his FU tour, so he can ride out on the top and then say, see you later, Green Bay, potentially, or pay me. I've been looking ahead as a Jets fan. I know that you're kind of just trying to forget the season as a Giants fan, but since we have something to build on, I've been looking ahead, and the Jets fans have been doing mock drafts already, and it's starting to get me excited because they're proposing trades, like trades with Atlanta to get Calvin Ridley, or trades with the Eagles just to jockey position. We actually have a core, so I'm excited. I know we'll get into the actual mock drafts.
Would you want Calvin Ridley today? Would you want him? If that trade happens tomorrow, are you excited?
I don't want them to trade one of their 2 first-round picks for him. But if they're simply trading back a couple spots, I like Calvin Ridley.
Oh, absolutely. I do too. It's just a matter of, is he ever going to play again? That's the question.
That is a good question. Is he a number 1? because he was great with Julio Jones. And then this year, he was actually very good, but he was second to Cordell Patterson, more or less. And then maybe he was getting most of the coverage looks, and then he was injured.
I think that's what it was. I think he was getting a ton of coverage.
Well, he would get the similar coverage on the Jets. So I'm not sure that it's the best move, but it excites me.
So I'm watching the Manning cast last night during Monday Night Football. I don't know if you caught that or the normal one, and they had Russell Wilson on during the third quarter.
Oh.
And part of me is like, man, that would be great if Eli's like, are you looking at real estate in New York for next season? I know he can't do that, but man, part of me was like, I'd love him to ask that question.
I mean, you know that it was in the back of his mind.
Peyton could have said the same thing with Denver. Mile High City, we're ready for you.
He must have blacklisted the question. Like,
I know. I'm sure they weren't gonna, lowball him like that.
And the Texans had the gall to come out and say the offers for Deshaun Watson have to be the 3 number 1 picks still, which means the offer for Russell Wilson, it's got to be comparable because Wilson's better.
You're right, but no one's given 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson.
I completely agree. But would you get 3 for Russell Wilson? I think that's too high even.
That's way too much. But you're mortgaging your future, cutting your face to spite your nose because you're giving away your future for a quarterback who's on the back nine of his career.
So basically they're saying that Watson is untouchable.
People talking about Zeke for the next year. And they're like, Dallas cannot cut Zeke. He's owed $15 million. And then it's a $30 million hit on the cap. That offensive line that we've been hearing about for years and years, as great as it was, it's gone now.
It's almost like the Cowboys are in the same place as the Giants, even though they do have core pieces in place. Their season ended just as badly.
We're going to have 2 top 10 picks or 2 top 7 picks. I think they picked 5 and 7.
It's a stocked first round for us. It's going to be.
It is. There's a lot of picks in New York in the first round.
I mean, we're not going to go after quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers, if he's available, I don't know if he'd come to the Giants or not.
Hey, Joe Judge is gone now, so all those comments he made about Judge, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore.
That quarterback could technically help pick his coach if the GM comes in and grabs the quarterback. It'd be a first.
I mean, you talk about some optimism for the Jets. I mean, we're gonna have a new coach, a new GM, and possibly a new quarterback for next year. So
I'm gonna be positive again, and I really hope that Bud's not so negative because he's been right every single year. And if he says it again, I'm gonna have to agree with him.
Spoiler alert: he's gonna say it again.
So we have a core though, right? And we're gonna add better pieces in the free agency and the draft. We're still gonna be missing some things. But why would he feel so poorly about the team, you think?
Well, maybe it'll be a little more optimistic. Like maybe he'll predict 5 or 6 wins instead of 3.
Really hope that we're in the wild card contention, though.
I know. Well, of course we do.
I mean, with the Bills and the Patriots, it's difficult. We got a lot of tough games. The Giants,
Miami now. I mean, Miami's no slouch. Miami's not a pushover either.
Yeah, except that we don't know who's going to be coaching that team and if they'll do as good a job as Flores. Because I think he did a pretty damn good job.
I'll be interested to see if the Giants give him an interview.